This is basically all of Nintendo's most iconic gaming characters, and past all other companies' most iconic characters in all of gaming. But here we talk about the weirdest choices that have ever put into Smash Bros. These are characters that just seem hard, sometimes even out of place. People always say that certain characters that they got added to Smash Bros. Would feel out of place of Smash Bros. The most common culprit is, non-video game characters or characters that just don't fight in the games. So we're going over all of the characters that really, the first is the Smash 64 characters. And the one character I feel is out of place is Jigglypuff. We all know why Sakurai added Jigglypuff, because Jigglypuff was very popular in the Pokemon anime, which of course didn't really have that long in development. And also they added Jigglypuff because Jigglypuff was similar to Kirby and shape inside, so they just made Jigglypuff as a semi-clone of Kirby. There, that's the reason why they added Jigglypuff to Smash Bros. And the only reason why Jigglypuff is still in Smash Bros. To this day, first of all, so we can bring everybody back, also because of the supposed original 12 rule. But again, I think out of all the original 12, Jigglypuff is probably the least likely to stay. Even if you say the original 12 rule or not, Jigglypuff isn't really that important nowadays with the Pokemon franchise. Jigglypuff is not an integral part of the series. Jigglypuff didn't even reach the top 30 most popular Pokemon in her own region, which is pretty disastrous for a Pokemon that's supposed to be a classic among the Pokemon fanbase. I'm one of the few people who do not like Jigglypuff, so I'm one of the people who do want to see her gone, but most people want to see her stay. But again, it just feels out of place that Jigglypuff was added before Mewtwo or Charizard, who became two of the most popular Pokemon of all time. And Mewtwo and Charizard especially, one of the most popular Pokemon ever, making it in the top 5 Pokemon on that Google poll just recently of this year. And Mewtwo in the top 10 of the same region. Well, again, Gen 1 has so many iconic Pokemon that, the top 5, I think Charizard, Bulbasaur, Pikachu, Eevee, and then I think Mew, and then Mewtwo was I think right behind it, or it's Blastoise. And yeah, Mewtwo was at number 6 or number 7, but Mewtwo was still pretty popular among its regional Pokédex. The next character is Sheik. Considering that Zelda has a lot of characters in the franchise, Sheik was added because basically she's Zelda, but in a disguise. But she hasn't really shown that much development since in Ocarina of Time. Sheik hasn't really appeared that much outside Hyrule Warriors and those and a few spin-off games. But Sheik, other than being promotional material for Ocarina of Time, which came out on the N64 pretty recently, and Ocarina of Time came out afterwards, nowadays Sheik is just basically there. The whole point of Sheik is he's supposed to transform, as he's basically just Zelda basically she transforms into another person named Sheik. But then the next character is Ice Climbers. Out of all, Ice Climbers is Ice Climbers is a strange inclusion in general. There's two kids that's climbing up a mountain and beating up seals or yetis. Seals in the Japanese version, and yetis in the US version. But these are basically just two little kids who just beat up people here. But again, it is just another Nintendo character they own, so Ice Climbers, I think, out of all of the out of place characters in Melee, I think feel the most deserving along with Sheik. Sheik is kind of out of place because, they could have added Skull Kid, but again, we would have had two Zelda villains on the wall, so I think Nintendo was not ready for that. But again, next is Dr. Mario. Did we really need Dr. Mario in the game? It's just Dr. Mario. And the fact they brought him back in Smash 4 means that he's just such an easy character to add in the game. Oh, he's just Mario, but he's dressed up as a doctor. Dr. Mario could have easily just been a skin for Mario. He didn't need to be an entirely separate character. And then the last character for Melee is Pichu. Out of all the characters, Pichu seems the strangest ever introduced in Smash Bros. Because Pichu is literally a baby. Of course, Kirby is canonically a baby, but Kirby has always shown great feats of strength defeating very powerful beings in space and stuff. And Kirby's an iconic character as well. Pichu it's a freaking baby Pikachu. They could have easily just added Scizor or Scombro or any other Gen 2 Pokemon into the game. Yes, I know Sakurai probably just added Pichu because Pichu is similar to Pikachu and they wanted to have a Gen 2 Pokemon in the game. But they could have easily just picked one of the... Again, the reason why Pichu was added to the game was because of the rush development because of the short development time of Melee. Same thing with Dr. Mario and Falco. Three characters that are essentially that were just clones, and even Gandalf was just a clone of Captain Falcon, Roy, and Young Link. All these characters were clones. And then we have go to Brawl. Brawl had a few odd characters. First is Rob. Rob is a little toy in Smash Bros. Sakurai always talks about how he hates non-gaming characters, but Rob is literally a non-video game character, it's a toy being playable in Smash Bros. Rob is admittedly a very fun character to play as, but it's a toy. It feels a bit out of place in Smash Bros. But Brawl kind of did a pretty good job of adding characters that feel in place of Smash Bros. You didn't really have many out of left field picks in the game. Oh yeah, and now in the game, now, and yep, there we go. Rob is the only one out of this list of characters that were added in Brawl. Then we have Smash 4. Smash 4 has they have one Wii Fit Trainer. Really, Nintendo? Wii Fit Trainer? You added a freaking, again, we all know the Wii was so successful. But when we saw Smash 4, we were like, oh yeah, Villager from Animal Crossing. Villager might fit, was almost supposed to be included. But Animal Crossing is like one of the biggest Nintendo franchises of all time. And we all know Animal Crossing was eventually going to get a playable character in Smash Bros. As well. And the Villager makes a lot of sense. He's basically, and of course now Villager is secretly evil inside anyways. So he's not really an out of field pick as much as Wii Fit Trainer. Wii Fit Trainer is basically just someone who does exercise. It's just very fit. Wii Fit Trainer does not scream a fighting game character to you. It doesn't that much. Out of all, and Wii Fit Trainer isn't really an iconic character like Pac-Man or Villager. Yeah, Pac-Man and Villager seems like, what could he do with a moveset? And even then, they decided that those are two characters that Sakurai initially rejected for moveset. But Wii Fit Trainer just baffles out of all the characters added in Smash 4. Just why? We could have added, much requested characters later on that were introduced in a later Smash Bros. Game, but why Wii Fit Trainer? Why? It's just such fit trainer, but the characters get stranger later on. Next is Duck Hunt. Again, Duck Hunt was one of Nintendo's best-selling games across history. And at least get to finally beat up the dog for laughing at you. But it's just odd to see it as a normal dog just in a fighting game. At all. Again, it is the Duck Hunt dog, and finally people get to finally beat the dog after all that time. All that time of being mocked and ridiculed for missing a duck in Duck Hunt. Feel yourself proud, Duck Hunt dog. And maybe we can mention Villager as well in Pac-Man. Since Sakurai literally couldn't think up movesets for these characters, and Sakurai said he didn't want to add Villager because Villager was too... Sakurai even said himself in Brawl that Villager wouldn't fit in a fighting game, but he managed to make it fit. And also Pac-Man because Sakurai rejected Pac-Man for the reason because he couldn't think of a moveset for Pac-Man. Like, really? You can't think of a moveset for Pac-Man? But again, he did make up a moveset for Pac-Man and he was added to the game. Those are two honorable mentions, but they kind of fit in Smash Bros. More than Wii Fit Trainer does. The next character is Isabelle. Isabelle just stands around and does secretary work all day. What qualifications does it make her as a fighter? I think that Tom Nook or Rossetti makes more qualifications as a fighter for Super Smash Bros. Than Isabelle. Okay? Isabelle just does office work all day. I think Isabelle's part of least I know they added Isabelle because Isabelle's a fan favorite character in the Animal Crossing series. But Isabelle? They could have picked Tom Nook. And maybe all the people who hated Tom Nook can probably get the revenge on Tom Nook. But, yep, Isabelle is probably some of the strangest choices ever made for Smash Bros. And also the announcement afterward would actually change Nintendo forever. Expect more Animal Crossing characters to be added into Smash Bros. In the future. Then the next character is Piranha Plant. Piranha Plant is a funny and good character in Smash Bros. I don't care what the TOS say. He is funny. He's a fun character to play as. But Piranha Plant was the most shocking character ever be put into Smash Bros. Piranha Plant, he just comes out of a pipe and tries to bite you. And Sakurai made that into a playable character. Okay, this just shows the, It's funny how Sakura is complaining how he couldn't think of a moveset for Pac-Man, but two Smash games later, he made a moveset for a freaking Piranha Plant. But yeah, Piranha Plant, it's a normal Mario enemy. But again, it's so out of place that it's supposed to be like a gag, funny character. So Piranha Plant, of course. And then the last character, some people have been telling me Steve feels out of place in Smash Bros. Because his model does not feel Smashified. His model is really just the Minecraft models in the game. So Steve can count as well. But most of the characters kind of already feel and they fit in Smash Bros. Even the characters I said that don't really feel that much, like Dr. Mario or Ice Climbers or Jigglypuff earlier on in the games, or especially Pichu. Like, come on, Pichu or Rob because he's based off like a real life toy, or even Lucas because of what happens in his games. But I think every character, maybe except for Jigglypuff maybe except for Jigglypuff, is this, and probably like one other is deserving to be in Smash Bros. As a playable character. You know, these are, there, but yep, there we go. That's the Smash Bros. Characters. These quote unquote out of place Smash Bros. Characters. No real characters really out of place in Smash Bros. Okay? And maybe we can go with emulated character game characters like Bayonetta and Snake because they're from emulated games. Or they'd add Doom Guy as the next character. That means Doom Guy's out of place because he's from an emulated game. Well, Snake, kind of he is, but Snake isn't, and Bayonetta isn't considered. And Snake was originally considered out of place because he uses like real life guns, grenades, and stuff. Bayonetta uses guns and stuff. And Joker literally uses a actual gun in Smash Bros. Even though Sakurai said he didn't want to include that when he did it. And also because that was one of the reasons why he didn't include James Bond in the Smash Bros. But the reason why he didn't include I bet James Bond was probably the basis for his non-video game character rule. Basically, yeah. But yep, that's basically it. Goodbye.